What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, apologies. I done messed up and uploaded the same video twice. That's crazy. But thank you for, I forgot who it was in the comments, but I appreciate you. This is proof that I read the comments, because if I didn't read the comments, I wouldn't have known that I did that, because I'm a dummy. But yes, I read the comments. I was like, oh, snap. And I looked, I was like, oh, no. And so, yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Let me know. And I fixed that. I deleted the other one, and then I uploaded the actual right one. So had to redo that. But that's all fine. But today I wanted to talk about the handheld future. And basically, I keep seeing all these shock and awe thumbnails of $1,000. The new Xbox is $1,000. First, all these fools are talking about, it's not an Xbox, it's a PC, it's a handheld PC, but now it's an Xbox because it's $1,000. Y'all need to make up your mind. It's an Xbox. Does it play Xbox games? Does it have Xbox on the actual device itself? Does it have an Xbox dashboard? If all these questions, if the answers to all these questions are yes, it's an Xbox. You know, did Microsoft make it? Technically, they didn't manufacture it, but they helped develop the shape. They helped develop it. So, you know, it's not 100% Xbox, but it is an Xbox, just like a PC is an Xbox. I mean, that's the whole campaign thing, and that's part of the change in the paradigm of what's going on. The traditional console idea is antiquated. It's a dinosaur. It is extinct. And the proof is in the pudding with PlayStation. PlayStation supposedly sold all these consoles, yet still they could barely sell 2 million of first-party games or 2 million of anything. That doesn't make any sense. The numbers don't number. The math ain't mathing. So it's like, Well, what's going on here? So Microsoft is like, yeah, we don't, I mean, first, they say they're going to make their own console. That's fine. They'll probably make a smaller amount because of the fact that they have all of these third-party OEMs getting into the game. So they don't have to make but see, here, the bottom line and the goal for this is this. They want their games, Xbox Studio games, Bethesda games, Call of Duty, all that stuff. They want those games in as many places as possible. So if they do third-party OEM deals with everybody and their mama, and everybody and their mama make their version of Xbox, guess what? There's a whole bunch more Xboxes out there, not reliant on Microsoft only to produce them. And what happened this gen, where they didn't have enough and they were doing their cloud thing, so they had to put a bunch of their chips to the cloud. And if it was if Microsoft would have taken all the chips that they put to their cloud to actual consoles, they probably would be neck and neck with PlayStation. Worldwide, maybe not, but closer than they are now. And they're like, I don't think they're really concentrating on that as much, because they don't have to make 100 million Xboxes for next gen, because you got Asus, you're probably gonna have MSI, you're probably gonna have who else? I was gonna say Thermal Lake. I don't think they make they make power supplies. They make cases too. It's just all of the OEM third-party OEM manufacturers who want to make stuff. Yeah. Now, even honestly, if Sony wanted to make an Xbox, which sounds ridiculous, it's possible, because it's like, if Xbox puts it out there, anybody want to make Xbox, go ahead. This is what you got to do. Follow these instructions, and whatever. Put whatever else you want on it, but this is what it has to do. I don't know. And so what PlayStation could do, if they were smart, is make a PlayStation Xbox. Have a PlayStation and an Xbox in one box. How would that work? I don't think they could, because then it would literally be PlayStation doing what Xbox is doing, and it wouldn't actually. It would just be a store. When I think of it, it's just a computer. But the switch and the change switch, is such that, you know, people don't realize, and they're sitting here and they're saying, oh my gosh, $1,000 for the handheld. Well, they're crazy. They're pricing all these people out of the console market. It's like, no, they're not pricing. When PlayStation came out with the $699 PlayStation Pixeltech 5 Potato, when they did that, that was the jump off. That's when all this started. And it's like, okay, maybe it's worth that. It wasn't worth that, obviously. And then you're like, okay, it's not worth $600. Let's put the price up to $750. Okay, it's still not worth that because they took out the stand, they took out the disk drive. So without those two things, it's like, okay, well, if you want to go blow for blow, match for match, the PlayStation because people like to compare, the Xbox 2 terabyte Galaxy blah 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 special edition is more expensive than PlayStation 5 Pro. No, it's not, because the PlayStation 5 Pro isn't the same. It's not equal. So you need to add all those things. You need to add the disk drive. You need to add the goofy stand because it's a dumb design. And then we can talk. And then you will realize that the PlayStation 5 Potato, Pixeltech 5 Potato, is more expensive than the most expensive Xbox. So I hate people who are stupid and they talk stupid things and they try to, we won the argument. It's like, no, you didn't, because you're comparing two things that are not equal. Anyway, I said that to say this. People are comparing this ROG Xbox Ally X, the $999 one, to the Nintendo Switch. And I'm like, y'all are really dumb. Because the Nintendo Switch, for all intents and purposes, is a toy. You cannot go, let's just say, switch to desktop mode and go and do your banking on your Switch. Can you? No, you can't. You can't go to Google and say, hey, let me learn some stuff. You can't do that. I don't think they have Google on. I don't think they have a web browser on that. I might be wrong about that, but still, it's not a computer. I mean, technically it is, but it doesn't function as a computer. It is a toy. It is a video game console for kids. Toy. That's why it's the cheapest one. And it's also not powerful, but that's a whole other thing. So when you compare the Switch to the ROG Xbox Ally X, I'm going to jump through the internet and smack, because you're dumb. Because literally, the ROG Xbox Ally X is a computer. It has you put desktop mode, you can put a keyboard, you slap it on a big screen. It's literally a laptop computer in a small form with controllers attached to it and a screen. That's what it is. So it's like, I got a laptop at home. Do I call that a handheld video game console? No, because its primary purpose is computer. I spent over $700, $750 for that. That was years ago. So I think the same computer is, I think it's about the same. MSI, 32 gigs of RAM, some. It has a really crappy, I think it has a 1650 GTX mobile equivalent, which is probably, I don't know what it is, 750. I don't know what it is equivalent to actually. But anyway, the point is that the ROG Xbox Ally X is, and plus it has the MPU in it and all that good stuff. It is a far more capable piece of equipment, machinery, technology than the Switch will ever dream to be. And so when you compare the prices, you have to compare the actual devices, what they're capable. I was thinking about this today. I was like, I know it's expensive, but it's literally a laptop and a gaming device slapped together. So if you were to buy those things separate, $750 plus, what's left over? $250? What can you buy? The Switch is even more than $250. So if you say, I'm going to buy a Switch and a laptop, it's going to be more than buying the Xbox Ally X. You see what I'm saying? So when I think about it, I'm like, look, I could buy the ROG Xbox Ally X, spend $1,000, and be like, okay, I want to see what is it performant. If I do buy one, I don't think I will be able to, because I had to pay some legal fees. Let's just say that. And retainers and stuff, not cheap, not cheap. That's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole nother channel. Anyway, So with the money I spent on Esquire, this and that, I could have bought 2, 3, 4, 5. I could have bought so many ROG Ally X's, but you know, sometimes you got to be an adult and do adulting and not be irresponsible. pay your pay your lawyer bills. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, when I think about it in that way, respect. When I think about it, like, okay, it's a console and it's a computer. It's a console and it's a laptop, and I put those two together, and I separate the cost of the two devices separately, but it's all together. I'm like, it's way more worth it. But then I have to say, is it performant? Like, as far as a laptop, is it performant? Can I hook it up to? Well, actually, the Xbox Ally X, you can hook up an external GPU. I think it's called the eGPU. I mean, those are like two grand, and I'm not even. But I'm like, okay, well, that's crazy. Then it's like, it should be super powerful. I think it has 32 gigs or is it 24 gigs? I can't remember how many gigs are in the Xbox X. But anyway, when I need to see the performance of the PC side. If it is more performant than my laptop that I have right now, then I'm gonna be like, I might have to, because all I need is an extra screen and a keyboard and mouse. Let's go. It's the same thing, basically. And I think you could put another NVMe SSD in it as well. So it's like, why wouldn't I do that? You know, things are changing, technology's changing, form factor's changing, and that would be cool. You know, slap it on a dock. I got my laptop thing, and it's even smaller than a laptop, so it's actually easier. Kind of, sort of, because then you have to need a dock and then probably a TV. Or if you're in a hotel, you can probably plug it into the hotel TV, maybe, probably. I don't know. It's something to think about. But yeah, when people try to compare, oh, the Switch is only $450, I was like, that's because it's hot trash garbage. That's why. Look, you know it's bad when developers like, can we get a Switch a dev kit, please? And Nintendo's like, nah, just make it for the old one. Like, huh? We want to make games for your new console that you're trying to sell. Like, nah. Just make it for the old one. It's like, how's that? Why? You don't want to sell the new? Nah. Just make it for the old one. I don't know, man. Nintendo be tripping. Nintendo tripping. Sony tripping. Sega is number one forever. I don't know, man. It's just, it'll be interesting. It's like, it's that, right? The handheld thing, which is like, okay, that's cool. Now, I'm curious about the actual Xbox next gen console. If it's the same, not form factor, but if it's the same kind of system as the handheld is, except without a screen and controllers attached, just a little box, whatever, a bigger box, whatever. It doesn't matter what the size is, but and you know, just plug it into your TV or whatever, and sync a controller. It can be cheaper than if it's the same specs as the Xbox ROG Ally X, which I don't. It might be more powerful. So if it is more powerful, then it will be around the same price. But if you take away the screen, you take away the controls, you take away everything that you don't need for a home console box, then technically it could be cheaper than the actual handheld. I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to tell, but I'm curious as if it has the same functionality as the handheld, meaning it's literally just like the same thing. It's like it has a dual boot kind of mode where it has the Xbox dashboard, and then it goes, you got a Windows mode. You can click over to that. There's no reason why it can't be, and I think they should do that. And if they do that, then it's basically having like a little computer there, and I could be like, well, if it's performant enough, that's like my whole thing. If these consoles are super kind of performant more than my laptop that I have currently, then it's like I have to buy one, because my curiosity is such that it's like, can I do the same things that I do on my laptop that I can do on this Xbox? Like, hook up a keyboard and mouse, freaking do some music, you know what I'm saying? You know, do some Blender on there. Let's go. That's my question. And I don't think people are thinking about it that way. They're still stuck on, oh, it's not a console, it's a PC, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, that's a good thing because you could do a lot of stuff. If you just buy the handheld, like say if you're just a young kid, right? I mean, you're not going to have thousands. Well, maybe you do. Anyway, say if somebody gifted you, you're a young kid, you're just trying to be like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Yay. And you get the ROG Ally X or even just the regular ROG Ally Xbox. And it's both a gaming console and a PC, and you could be like, oh, and then you could like, you know, record your little things on your phone. I mean, they could just do that with the phone, honestly. Just do cap, you know. So I mean, look, they're already doing it, honestly. So, but that would make it more. No, more I think about it, so they just have a laptop. So I try to create a scenario where the consoles will help the youth become YouTuber. I don't know. Okay, that was a bad idea. But anyway, you get the gist. What I'm saying is that the money that is kind of placed over these devices are indicative of their functionality. And so when you see a cheap handheld, it probably don't do as much. Probably don't do that much. High Nintendo Switch. If you see $1,000 console handheld, it does a little bit more, don't it? High Xbox ROG Ally X. And you see one even more, the Legion Go, whatever it's called, Supreme. I don't know what the new one's. That one does a little bit more, but here's the thing about it. That's more expensive. It's $1,300 and change. And but I mean the controllers come off and stuff, so that's cool. It's kind of like a Switch in that respect, but it doesn't have the MPU, and that's where I'm like, And I think it has more RAM. I think it has 32 gigs, and I think it has a bigger 8-inch OLED, I believe. As opposed to 7-inch Xbox Ally X. So there are some improvements, but that MPU, that's the one thing that might kind of turn the tables. And one of the reasons why I think that device is so much more than just the regular Xbox. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rumbling. I appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the prices. Blah, blah, blah. You think it's worth it? Are you going to get one? Do you consider it? Do you consider the price based off of what it can actually do, being an actual kind of laptop, small little form factor PC? You know, you got to take all these things into consideration when you're buying stuff. So, yeah, it's got my brain going. I'm not going to buy one because I can't swing it right now because I got other stuff to pay for. Like as another story for another time, for another age. But I'm gonna still be here. I'm gonna be rocking it. I'm gonna be rolling it. And I got some songs coming up. I have not forgotten about the songs. I know I owe you guys. I did one song, and I have one for 1,000 and one for, so I have 2 more songs I need to get to you guys. I know I had 3 songs. I got 2 more songs I got to get to you guys, and I'm working on them. The reason why they take so long, one, I haven't been working on them, to be honest. But 2 is that I always want to have a video component to it. I just can't put out a song and like just no video because it doesn't make any sense to me anyway. So I try to do a video with the song. The video is the way it takes the longest, to be honest. I could do a song a week, honestly, but I don't have the means to have. I mean, I could figure out some ways to do some simple videos, kind of like the last video where it was sand. It's called Sand, and it was basically how I did that. Real quick tangent. I just had I set it on my. Did I record that on this? I think I recorded it on my old phone. It was still 4K. So I recorded. I just had the camera on my phone just propped up against a sandal or something on the beach. I dug a little hole, and then the wind was just kind of blowing the sand all over and stuff. And I just recorded that for like 3 or 4 minutes, whatever. And so I took that footage. It was just a footage. I didn't move the camera or anything. It was just still footage, right? And then I took that and I put it in the blender, and then I did a basic. It's like a projection, geometry projection. I forget what it's called exactly, but you project the images in this case video, on the shape. So you'll do it, and then you can actually shape the, I mean, there's a way you could do it like with plugins and stuff. Not plugins, with nodes, but I did it by hand. I just kind of shaped it, kind of like, oh, okay, and that way I can do the camera move, because you can't do the camera move because it'll just zoom out. It wouldn't be 3D like it is. So it looks like I was kind of zooming out slowly at the beach, but I didn't, because I didn't have the rig for it, and mainly because I didn't have the rig for it, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. That's a whole other thing. So I figured I'd try to do it the blender way, and that's what I did. And then at the end, when it goes to all that was in Blender, when it zooms out of the Earth and it goes through the solar system and now the galaxy. Yeah, I just slapped that together real quick. Not as good as I would like it to be, but it's alright. I'm always looking to better my skills when it comes to that type of stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you haven't, go into in this channel, go to the music videos playlist, and it's all my videos. I have 3 music videos, and then I have another music video that I should probably delete, but I'm not gonna delete it. I'm like eating cereal. It's a parody of Calvin Harris's Summer, When I Met You in the Summer, that song. And I'm eating Helios. I mean Halo cereal. I'm an idiot. Anyway, and then I shot a video for a local artist. And that's just, she was just performing, and I liked her song Suitcase, and so I was like, that's a cool song. So I just shot some B-roll, and then I just grabbed the audio. One thing I regret about that video is that I didn't get a chance to capture the audio in stereo, although it really wasn't in stereo because it's a live performance, so it's just kind of each instrument. So it sounded good. It didn't sound like trash. Like, I plugged into the mixer, so I got the raw sound, but there wasn't no mix. It was just, that's what they sound like. But anyway, I'm sorry, super ramble. Anyway, I appreciate, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Tilt the weight.